I realized also I say anyways a lot. Hello everyone and welcome back to Anyways with Hannah. It has been a struggle and a half. I've already filmed this episode. This is my second time trying to film it because my microphone has been acting up. But I think it's all sorted. So anyways guys, that's the name of this podcast. I hope you're well. And it's been a while. I know last time I saw you guys, I said that I would do a playlist episode, but guys, that's gonna have to wait because I want to talk about some other stuff. But anyways, I'm actually going through all my playlists currently and I'm trying to fix them all because you'll just see it next week, guys. Don't you worry. So, where have I been? I literally haven't seen you in ages. My microphone has been acting up because I forgot how to use it. But I think I've sorted it out now. I've not got on the headphones today. They're next to me. I was wearing them, but guys, it is too hot in this room. I am burning, but I'm not going to turn on the AC and ruin the audio again. So guys, I'm trooping. I'm a trooper. Super trooper. Anyways, guys, how have you been? I hope you have had an amazing summer holidays. I just had my first back at, not even a week. It was actually 2 days, but I've had my first couple of days back at school. Guys, I'm freaking out because I'm going to graduate this year. I'm gonna be an old lady. Guys, I'm joking. Graduating high school is not the end all be all. You won't be old. But I feel like that. That's how I feel in my heart. Anyways, I don't want to talk about school because that's boring. Where have I been this summer? So I went to Australia. That's where I was last time you saw me, talking about Cat in the Hat of all things. Then guys, you'll never guess where I've been. You'll never, ever, ever guess where I have been. Are you ready? I went to the Eras Tour. Wow! Guys, I went to the Eras Tour in London and had the absolute time of my life. I went night 2 of Eras Tour and 10 out of 10 experience. 10 out of 10. My surprise songs, they were London Boy. Because you have to play London Boy in London. No way you're going to play it in Cardiff. You're not going to play it in Florida. You're not going to play it in Edinburgh. You're not going to play it in Lisbon. You're not going to play it in Paris. London. So I was really happy about that because it is actually one of my favourite songs. It's a fun song. It's a fun song. It's not like a serious song. It's fun. I also had Dear John. So we had a mix of the fun and the sad, which was nice. I don't know, the Eras Tour is just an amazing concert. I think, though, I was in the standing, which was, I'm not saying it was bad, it was amazing. I actually saw her face up close, right in front of, well, not right in front of me, but I was seeing the blonde lady that sings to me through my phone right in front of my eyes. And that was surreal. Surreal. Lavender Haze. But I was in the standing and I just have never been in a concert where you stand. So I wasn't sure what to expect. Obviously crowds. But I don't think I would ever do it again because my legs hurt, guys. And I got a bit overwhelmed. I'm going to be honest, I got a bit overwhelmed. In the sense that it's stressful being around that many people. It's just like, whoa. But it was amazing. she disappears throughout the concert. Like, because she has to, like, go down between each era to get changed or whatever in her next outfit. And that terrified me, because I never knew where she was going to pop up next. And that was stressful. So I'm going to be honest, I was trying to take photos. I was taking photos and videos, but I had them very curated. So basically what I was trying to do is I was trying to get a photo of like every single one of her outfits, because again, they're just too iconic. I wanted to get a photo of them. And then the other thing was I was trying to get videos of every sort of iconic moment that I had in my head. Like I went into the concert knowing what I wanted to record. And to be honest, it wasn't that much in my opinion. I knew I definitely wanted to record when she goes, guys, I guess what I'm trying to say is, you're making me feel like the man. I wanted to record that. I wanted to record when they're saying we are never getting back together, how the one guy stands up and will say something funny. So on my one, I think he said like, get out of here, you knobhead. Anyway, so like I wanted to record things like that, like just the things that I found very iconic and have seen on Instagram, because I wanted to show my friends that when I get back home. But there was one thing that I didn't get on video, and that was when she dives into the stage, because I didn't know at what point in the concert it happens, so I didn't get it on video. I just got the bit on video where they put the recording on the screen of her swimming through the stage, but I did not actually get her diving, and that's okay actually, because that will always be in my head, Taylor Swift jumping into the depths of the stage. And it was amazing. I would have to say my favorite song she performed was not counting All Too Well 10 Minutes version, because I think that can just be so many people's favorites. I mean, it was mine, but I think I can't choose that because that's a bit of an obvious one. I'm going to say that my favorite was Marjorie, because I don't know, it's a beautiful song. Anyways, guys, let's move on. What else do I have to say? Nothing much, just other than the fact that the Eras Tour was awesome. One thing though was when I was on the train. Is the Tube a train? I think it is, but I feel a bit like a imposter if I say the Tube, because I'm not British, so I'm going to say the train. But when we went on the train, this was like a few nights after the Eras Tour, but we were going back home to the hotel, whatever, but we were on the Tube, and we had this girl, she was American, and she was like, yeah, this is the third time I've been to the Eras Tour, but I left a little early because I've already seen it. And I was like, 3 times? Left early? Because she left early because she had seen it that many times. She took someone else's ticket. I'm sorry, but for the Eras Tour, you can see it once and you're done. If you want to see it another time, watch the movie or something. There's like 3 variations of the movie, I'm pretty sure. Disney Plus, Apple TV, the one in cinemas. Like, come on, 3 times. Where are you getting the money for that? What is your job? How are you paying for it? Guys, I was not happy with her, because I think let other people have a chance, especially for the Eras Tour when she's doing like a lot of her discography. I think it's okay. You can see it just once, because otherwise the magic dies away if you've seen it that many times. Anyways, I just was not loving the fact that she has seen the Eras Tour 3 times and some people haven't even seen it once. Anyways, let's stop talking about the Eras tour, because guys, I was talking to my aunt. This was like ages ago. This is how long I haven't filmed a podcast for. But I was talking ages ago with my auntie, and I was asking her, what should I say on the podcast? What should I talk about? Because it is difficult, like, trying to talk to yourself. And she said, have you heard of this thing called blush blindness? That's how long ago it was. Blush blindness, people have already probably forgotten what that is. But basically, people would say, oh, I used to have eyebrow blindness when they used to pluck their brows too thin. Or people will say, oh, I had side pony blindness, because why did I think that a side pony in year 4 was peak fashion? You know what, let's not hate on her, because it was a moment and she had fun. Anyways, basically, blush blindness is now the idea that people are putting on too much blush and they're going to look back one day and be embarrassed of themselves. Now, first of all, what I have to say to that is, you're always going to feel embarrassed of your past self. You're never not going to look back on yourself and think she was perfect or that person was perfect. You're never going to look back on that unless you're looking back with rose-tinted glasses. Because tell me why did I just hit myself in the face? Because tell me why I thought I used to think that, like, a year ago, that me during quarantine was actually the best version of myself. People were dying. So, like, I don't think people are gonna, people are obviously just gonna, regret things. That's how fashion and trend cycles work. But what I wanted to talk about blush blindness is blush blindness actually a thing? And here's the thing, it kind of is, but it isn't. It's not now that we've suddenly been like, oh my gosh, everyone has blush blindness. People have had blush blindness for at least 2 years, guys. I think that blush blindness, in my opinion, has started at least since the end of 2022. I mean, cold girl makeup, tomato girl makeup from last summer, clean girl makeup, which has just been a thing for the last 3 years, all use kind of excessive amount of blush. Maybe not so much clean girl, but it's still about that dewy, rosy look. Tomato girl makeup literally look like a tomato. Very summery, very sunburnt, sun-kissed. Cold girl makeup, you're supposed to look like you're on the verge of frostbite. No, well, not that, but you're supposed to look cold. And I remember myself, I wanted to be a cold girl. I wanted to have cold girl makeup. So I don't think people have always had blush blindness. You're only just realizing now that it's a thing. Because blush, I think especially now, but blush has been very popular for the last 2 years. You see lots of influencers and just people who are popular sporting excessive amounts of blush. When I say excessive, I just mean wearing lots of blush. Like Sabrina Carpenter, people say that she's got blush blindness. Leah Halton, I'm trying to think of some other people. I know Nicole Raffi, she's got, that's a bit more of a niche influencer, content creator, but even you could say that she has blush blindness. Blush blindness is not a thing, guys, but it is. In summary, blush is just popular. It's just a trend, just like thin eyebrows, just like thick eyebrows, just like excessive amounts of highlighter. I think people are just calling it a blindness because you're like, oh, you're going to look back on that one day and you're going to regret that. You're going to think you look stupid. But like, that's how trend cycles work. That's just, and yeah. But some things that I found interesting about like the popularity of blush specifically for this year. Now, I got all this information from a YouTuber called Kelly Gooch, and all this information I think is from a Women's Wear Daily magazine. So if you want to check out her video, go ahead at Kelly Gooch. Just search up Kelly Gooch blush blindness. But I just wanted to put some of the things she said in here because I thought it was really interesting. So she said that in Women's Wear Daily, they found that blush receives over 636. Let me say that again. So she said that according to Women's Wear Daily, blush has received over 637,000 Google searches a day just within the US. In addition, blush-related TikToks gain 56.1 million weekly views, which is a 29% increase from last year. And then you have blush sales on Amazon, which have grown since 2023, so almost 2 years now, raking in $58.9 million within the last 12 months. So I think this information is probably from like a couple months ago. So just imagine how much money Amazon has made from blush now. We don't buy from Amazon anymore, but yeah. Again, also because I think there's lots of brands now that are taking advantage of the fact that blush is popular now, with lots of like trending brands like the Rare Beauty blush being popular, the Milk Jelly blush popular, and in fact the Milk Jelly blush was their most popular launch of a product, which is crazy. And then you have like the e.l.f. blush, which is supposed to be a dupe of the Charlotte Tilbury blush, which is guys, can I speak today? You have the e.l.f. Cosmetics blush, which is supposed to be a dupe of the Charlotte Tilbury blush, I think, or I don't know. e.l.f. Cosmetics makes so many dupes of so many things, which is another thing in itself. But it's just, I think this whole thing about blindness is just the fact that it's popular. Like, of course, everyone's going to look back and be like, what was I wearing? Because that's trends. That's how trends work. And that's also how just looking back on your past self works. Like, you're going to be embarrassed. And that kind of leads in to like this whole, like, I think a few weeks ago, there was this thing on TikTok and Reels and, YouTube Shorts. I'm a YouTube Shorts person, guys. Of like underconsumption core and posting how people are actually not buying anything and how they're just they're just trying to be less impressionable on things, which I think is a good thing. I think it's a good thing to be a mindful consumer, especially when it comes to things like makeup and fashion, because those things just come in and out so quickly. But there was one criticism around it, which is like you could be showing like, oh, this is like the perfume I use every day as a part of your underconsumption core, but in the background there will be other bottles of perfume. And then it's like, well, how are you under-consuming if you've bought those other perfumes, or if you own those other perfumes? But I think the real underconsumption core is just being mindful of what you buy. If you already have like 3 bottles of perfume at home, you don't need to buy a new one. You can use all of those, and once that's run out, then you can buy a new one. I think that's what the point of underconsumption core is, that you're just using everything into completion. Which goes into my next thing, which is climate anxiety. Now, I'm just going to pull up a definition of climate anxiety to explain to you guys what it is. But climate anxiety is distress about climate change and its impacts on the landscape and human existence. Now, when it comes to climate anxiety, I think I get a bit of climate anxiety, because why is it that I beat myself up if I need to get a new tube of toothpaste? If my old tube of toothpaste has run out, even if I've cut the old tube of toothpaste open and scraped out all the toothpaste I could, why am I getting anxious around buying a new tube of toothpaste? It's because, well, I don't know why actually, but I think that this whole underconsumption core thing, it's like, because the real underconsumption is basically just use what you have and only buy if you need it. That's also the thing about clothes. Make sure you wear what you already own, or give away things that you don't wear anymore. But I remember that I used to feel bad about giving my clothes away, because I'd be like, oh no, I'm killing the planet. But the damage was already done when I bought it. The second you buy something, that's when you're consuming. Does that make any sense? I feel like I'm making like absolutely no sense. But where was I going with it earlier? Basically, what I'm trying to say is, in the end, where am I going with this, guys? Climate anxiety. I don't need to beat myself up for buying something that I need, like new toothpaste, new like anything, like facial cleanser, facial cream. It's not like you see people like influencers and just people on TikTok with collections of skincare, beauty products, makeup, when in reality they probably don't use all of it. And like they probably use some of it regularly, and then the rest is just sitting there. And I know influencers probably get gifted it from brands and things, but they're still, I think, but even when brands gift influencers stuff, it's still selling to the audience the idea that because this influencer is using it, you have to go out and buy it now, which is so weird. But in the end, it doesn't just come down to me. Yes, I can be more conscious of what I'm buying or like the things I'm using at home, but I don't need to beat myself up about it. I can be stricter with myself, but I don't need to become overly anxious and feel this immense guilt that I am single-handedly killing the planet. Because it's the large corporations. It's not just me. I mean, I am contributing to it, but compared to big companies like H&M, like you'll go to H&M on a Monday and it can be a completely different setup, layout, stock, to the clothes it has on a Friday, which is insane. Like, how quickly are those clothes being made, being shipped, being designed? Like, so yeah, I don't need to beat myself up about it. It's good to be way more conscious, but it all comes down to the bigger corporations, which is why I also think it's a good thing to shop locally. I mean, there's like, even just where I live, there's probably so many local brands. Why was I struggling with that? There's so many local brands that I could just buy from here. There's someone that I follow on Instagram called Venetia. I think it's just at Venetia. Can't remember the full at, but she talks a lot about like fast fashion and kind of the ethics behind fast fashion brands like Shein, ASOS, H&M, Zara. Anyways, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap up today's episode because I've been talking a lot today and my voice is starting to hurt. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and I hope you found it interesting, because I find fast fashion and just like fashion in general and trends and blush blindness very interesting. So I hope you enjoyed hearing my thoughts on it. It wasn't very scientific, but a discussion. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next podcast episode. Bye, guys.